Today, get your jingle bells on for a holiday house building, a train ride to Christmas past, and home cooking just like Mom's.
Travel with AAA's Discover Oklahoma.
Hi, and welcome to AAA's Discover Oklahoma. I'm Jennifer Reynolds.
And I'm Dean O'Lally. I don't know about you, but just being in this place really puts me in the holiday spirit.
We are at North Pole City, and if you weren't in the holiday spirit to begin with, once you get here, you just can't help it. I'm ready to go home and start decking the halls.
It's just automatic. In fact, I love the fact that Oklahoma City has its own North Pole, and you can create your own winter wonderland with all the things they have in this incredible store.
Well, we have no shortage of Christmas spirit in this state. In fact, our man about town's Adam Beatty is headed to Pauls Valley to check out Santa's workshop.
Ho, 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 Oklahomies. Today we are in picture-perfect Pauls Valley, Oklahoma at Jingle and Jangle, the land that Santa built. And I'm going to go inside and revert back to my 8-year-old self and make a gingerbread house. So come on in with me and let's check it out.
I walk into Jingle and Jangle, and at first I think I've stepped into a live-action version of Candyland. Kids with hands covered in frosting crowd around tables laden with the best candies imaginable, intensely constructing confectionery structures of every shape and size. I was able to wrangle one of Santa's busiest helpers, Miss Shannon George, to tell me what Jingle and Jangle is all about.
Tell us a little bit about how the Jingle and Jangle got started.
Well, the owner, Marion Ogilvy, had a dream, a magical place that children could come and just have a magical experience. So they created Jingle and Jangle, which is Santa Claus's workshop developed by elves. So Jingle and Jangle went to Santa and they said, you know, we see the magic and the sparkle in children's eyes when Christmas comes. So what if we did a workshop and all year long children could come there and work with candy, which is what kid doesn't love candy, and make art projects to go along with whatever season is. So I know that some people may think, oh, it's a gingerbread house, so it's only at Christmas and it's only seasonal, but it's actually all year round. And that was Jingle and Jangle's purpose, was to make it a workshop that kids could come to all year.
And to make sure that you and your kids don't fill up on just candy, Jingle and Jangle has opened a lunch counter that has become extremely popular with the lunchtime crowd.
Now, looks like it's starting to get kind of busy over there. You guys started a lunch counter here.
We did.
Tell us about that.
Yes, we found out there was a need in the community for people who wanted just something unique and different for lunch. And so we serve very special items for lunch that are related to different holidays.
And you guys get a pretty thick rush crowd in here for lunch, don't you?
We do. We have the most famous, fabulous potato soup. And people, when we put it on a grill board, because we change every day, we have different items, like 2 or 3 that we switch out. And they will see the potato soup is here, and they will pull over just to stop to get the potato soup because it is so yummy.
I believe it is time for me to try my hand at this whole gingerbread house shebang. Luckily, since it was my first time, I had plenty of support from all of Santa's helpers to make sure I didn't embarrass myself too much.
And putting the last finishing touches, I believe that I am done with the masterpiece I've created for my special lady. I'd like to thank Shannon and everyone at Jingle and Jangle for showing us such a great time and allowing me to create my first ever gingerbread house. So for Discover Oklahoma, I'm Adam Beatty.
Jingle and Jangle is open 7 days a week. Elves of all ages can find a link to their website from ours, discoveroklahomatv.com.
Now this week we are lighting up your holiday season with magical travel destinations.
What better way to visit Christmas past than on a steam-powered train? And Dino here checked it out for us.
Ah, the sights and sounds of Christmas. There's simply nothing like it. This time of the year, it just seems that everyone has a smile on their face. And speaking of smiling, boarding the Christmas train at Dry Gulch will certainly have you grinning from ear to ear. It's the main attraction at Dry Gulch, USA during the Christmas season, and for many families, this has become a Yuletide tradition.
The reaction we get from families is, if they're first-timers, is they're really overwhelmed at first. It's beyond anything of what they thought it was going to be. And then it becomes a family tradition for so many of them, because it's really something that families can build some great family traditions around.
And you'll certainly find many activities around which to build those traditions while visiting. This all started as an idea from Pastor Willie George, who heads the Church on the Move in Tulsa. He started Dry Gulch as a summer camp for kids, and it's grown into a year-round operation. The church is the parent ministry that runs Dry Gulch and the Christmas Train.
And wanted to create an event that was going to reach out to families and to be able to share the Christmas story in a very unique way, given that we have, from what I understand, the only operational narrow gauge steam locomotive in the state of Oklahoma. And so it was a way to draw people out on the time when everybody loves Christmas and loves to do that as a family, and yet at the same time, from a local church perspective, be able to share the Christmas story in a very special way.
Whether it's with family or friends, you can have a special fun time here, and there's plenty to do.
Not only do we have the Christmas train ride itself on the train, but we have 3 major restaurants and other food venues as well. We have lots of amusement park rides. We have go-kart rides, bumper cars, carousel, pony rides for the kids. We have horse-drawn wagon rides through our Night Before Christmas trail ride, stagecoach rides, puppet shows for the kids. We have a 3-piece cowboy band in our Silver Dollar Saloon. Lots of great activities in addition to just the gift shops and listening to carolers and standing around by roaring fires. There's plenty to do within 4 hours.
Even the volunteers and paid staff who work at Dry Gulch and serve the guests are always having a good time, but the real fun is still seeing the smiles on everyone's faces.
Most of us who are volunteering and serving out here were dressed up in either Western or Victorian costumes, and we're having a blast. But to be able to see so many people, especially the kids, just genuinely thrilled with everything that they're experiencing, it's a very magical time of year.
At the Dry Gulch Christmas Train in Adair, I'm Dean O'Lawley.
To purchase advance tickets for the Christmas Train, just go to discoveroklahomatv.com and we'll link it to their website. Well, don't run off, because up next we're checking out some home cooking just like Mom.
Come along with me to a cafe in Sealing that'll make you a family food fan.
I hope we didn't forget anything.
I think we're all set.
Hard to believe Megan is in college.
Do you remember how she cried and cried when we dropped her off at kindergarten?
We were both crying.
Good thing we're only a few hours away. Last box. You can call us tomorrow.
I will, Daddy.
And one more thing. You're gonna need these.
No way. Are you kidding? Can I get Mom's car?
Okay, sweetheart, but you have to be careful. Now, I put the AAA insurance policy and the membership information in the glove box.
Just in case anything should happen.
Okay.
I'm really glad we switched our auto insurance to AAA. Really saved us some money. Not to mention peace of mind.
It's nice knowing AAA will be there if her car ever breaks down, too.
John, are those tears I see?
No.
AAA Auto Insurance, for the ones that matter most to you. Give us a call today or talk to a AAA agent nearest you.
Welcome back to AAA's Discover Oklahoma, and here we are smack dab in the middle of the holiday season.
Didn't I just put up my decorations last week? It seems like it anyway. And of course, this time of the year, a lot of us will find our way going to Grandma's house.
You know, for the holidays, there's nothing like home sweet home cooking.
And that's exactly what I found in Sealing. I guess you could call it home cooking on the high plains.
When you walk into the Oklahoma Hills Cafe in Sealing, it feels right. It feels like, well, home. And that's exactly what owners Debbie and Philip Hills wanted when they opened in March of 2009.
I get to feed a lot of people. I try to make people feel like when they come in here, they're as welcome here as they would be at my home. I want them to feel very comfortable when they come in here.
Open Monday through Saturday from 6 a.m. to 9 and Sunday 7 to 2, Philip and Debbie have put their heart and soul into this place, and you can tell. They completely disassembled everything on the inside and out and totally remodeled the building, which was built in the late 30s. Now, everyone knows the restaurant business can be unforgiving, but for Debbie and Philip, they simply love what they do.
It is a passion. It's one day can be very, very trying, but the next day is very, very rewarding. It's a different day every day. It's never the same. But I enjoy. I've always been I enjoy cooking, but cooking for the two of us doesn't do it anymore.
Let's talk about that cooking. Of course, yours truly sampled the food, and I can say without fear of contradiction, it was absolutely scrumptious, home-cooked, very filling, tasty fare. They have generous portions, by the way, and believe me, no one walks out of here hungry.
This is meat and potatoes country, and they like their chicken fried steak and mashed potatoes and gravy, and they like their fried chicken and mashed potatoes and gravy. And we do homemade hot rolls every day. We make homemade cinnamon rolls. We've got purple plum cobbler for our dessert today.
And that's what I had, in fact, but today's special was meatloaf, and I dove in with enthusiasm. Now, another sign of the Oklahoma Hills Cafe's success is that this is where people go just to meet, drink coffee, and chit-chat.
We have our coffee ladies that come in at between 10 and 10:30 every morning, and what we call our sports room is their room for that time period. They go in there and have their coffee and visit. And we also have our coffee drinkers that are regulars.
Part of this is also a family operation. Debbie's sister works here as well as other relatives, and there are plans in the works for barbecue to be the next big item produced at the cafe. Delicious home-cooked style meals, good conversation, and friendly folks. It doesn't get much better than that.
Nothing real fancy, we just try to do a good job, or as good a job as possible.
In Sealing at the Oklahoma Hills Cafe, I'm Dean O'Lally.
For information on the Oklahoma Hills Cafe, we'll link you to their Travel OK webpage from our website, discoveroklahomatv.com. I just love the holiday season. I know you do too.
I do too. I love all the sparkling lights, which you get a lot of walking
Right.
into North Pole City. Of course, I love all the good food, and it's always great to sit down and visit with friends and family.
That is such a big part of it, all the time together with family.
And our Shell Wagner, in fact, has taken that concept to a whole new level.
I recently discovered a brand of travel itinerary that's new for me, genealogical tourism. You know, traveling back to your roots. And there's a new feature on travelok.com that can get you started. My Wagner relatives hail from Caddo County, and a few clicks on Travelok quickly linked me with a directory of the Cement Cemetery, where I found a listing for my great-great-grandparents, Hannah and Isaiah Wagner. I instantly wanted to know more about them, to get a sense of their lives, and to walk a while in their boots. So I cruised down to southwestern Oklahoma to the town of Cement, not cement, you outsider, to spend the day as a genealogical tourist. Lots of small towns have museums, and lucky for me, Cement has a nice one. Mayor Alice Ladyman is the area's unofficial 411, and she volunteered to be my guide. Established in 1902, this town sprung up around a cement mill and rock crusher. Mayor Ladyman told me about oil discovery in the area, that my relatives had owned a hardware and furniture store, and that the craggy topography of the region appealed to outlaws who were looking for a place to hide their loot.
Do people think it's still there, the loot?
Well, a lot of people think it is.
Jesse James had a girlfriend in Cement and spent quite a bit of time here with her. I wondered if my family had known him. Then Alice showed me a history book of Cement's first 100 years, and there among the pages was a photo of my great-great-grandmother posing on her front porch, circa 1910. Did this house still stand? I had to find out. Loaded with the flavor of the town and its history, I headed out to see if I might catch a glimpse of my ancestors. Though Cement is no longer a large city, around 500 people today, it still took me a while to digest it, to brush away the full century that attempts to cloak the town's storied persona, the building that was once Wagner Hardware and Furniture, the unique geographic landmark known as Spindletop, where I could almost hear my grandfather and my great-grandfather playing here as children. A bit more driving and my heart leapt, because there it was, my great-great-grandmother's house. On the porch where she had stood more than 100 years ago, I thought about how differently my life is from hers, and I wondered what her hopes and dreams had been for her family here in this rugged country. The owner invited me inside, and I took in the view of Cement from the upstairs bedroom and imagined my ancestors gazing over a similar scene from this very window. The day was the most magical type of treasure hunt, the kind where you learn as much about yourself as you do your family tree. I mean, that's my chin. It's easy to see why genealogy is among America's fastest growing hobbies. The Oklahoma Genealogy Society, along with several extensive genealogy libraries in our state, can help in your journey. And TravelOK.com can get you started. In Cement, I'm Shel Wagner.
To trace your own Oklahoma ancestry, you can start with TravelOK.com. Just click on Genealogy in the pull-down menu under the heading Interests. Well, we hope you won't go anywhere.
Because coming up, we're going to have some gourmet dining with Okie flair.
We're going to take you to a restaurant in Nichols Hills with a very gifted chef when AAA's Discover Oklahoma continues in just 2 short minutes.
Hey, how's Kara doing?
Great. Absolutely loves being in college.
Sam?
Just started driving.
Watch out.
Yeah, we just added him to our AAA membership. Smart move.
I'm just glad we have good insurance.
What do you guys use?
We switched over to AAA auto insurance. With another driver in the house, it just made sense to check out pricing. AAA saved us a ton.
I didn't know they had insurance too.
Yeah, auto, home, and life.
Remember that time when we snuck Dad's car out and got that flat?
Here they go again.
Well, AAA came and fixed it, and the folks never found out.
Found out what?
Nothing, Dad.
Talking about the time you two snuck the car out while we were gone.
You knew?
Well, of course. Why do you think Mom and I added you girls to our AAA membership? Never told you I always check the odometer, did I?
Oh, great idea.
Thanks, Grandpa.
AAA Insurance, for the ones that matter most to you. Give us a call today or talk to a AAA agent nearest you.
Welcome back to AAA's Discover Oklahoma, coming to you from the beautiful North Pole City store in Oklahoma City, and you can really soak up the holiday ambiance here.
And speaking of ambiance, didn't you recently just indulge your taste buds at a local elegant eatery?
I did, and you know, in the spirit of the holidays, I'd like to share that experience with you. For more than a quarter century, the Coach House in Nichols Hills has been catering to discriminating diners. Whether it's an intimate meal for 2 or a place for friends to gather, people just keep coming back. Chef Kurt FLEISCHFRESSER says it might be because the Coach House keeps evolving.
I think so, you know, and I think the thing about the Coach House is we didn't just open up and stay there. Like, you know, there's a lot of institutions that are restaurants have been around, but I mean, they kind of, you know, they got their niche. The Coach House has kind of evolved because we're kind of a foodie restaurant, so we want to be as current as the best gourmet style magazine coming out, or food articles, or food TV. So we really are always pushing to keep getting better.
Kurt FLEISCHFRESSER is a hands-on chef, and he is often right there in the kitchen.
It's a very long, dry, aged piece of meat. That's why it has kind of a different hue to it.
He's also a world traveler, bringing back ideas to incorporate into the Coach House menu. But whatever makes it onto that menu has to pass his exacting standards.
Well, really, first of all, it's got to be seasonal, and then it's got to be good. Local is always my favorite, but I don't want to compromise the quality of what we're putting on the menu. But luckily, we have a lot of good local products. So we're really, you know, it's got to just feel good in my gut. I don't have to run it through corporate headquarters. If it's good, we'll put it on that day. So.
Fine dining is more than a label here. It extends from the menu to the wine list to the service that customers expect. You can actually see Chef Kurt's influence in the food world from Napa Valley to Chicago and in restaurants all over Oklahoma City, because the Coach House Apprentice Program has put more than 30 chefs through a 2.5-year program that has brought Chef Kurt international acclaim.
I'm one of the few Americans that have a Médaille du Mérite from the Society de Brillat Savarin. I'm the 4th chef. There's Julia Childs, Paul Prudhomme, Alan Wong in Hawaii, and then myself are the only American chefs that have this. There's quite a few in France and Europe, but in America we're the only 4 that have it.
With all that acclaim, Kurt could have gone on to bigger cities and still have been successful, but he says it just wouldn't have been the same.
These are friends now, you know. It's a different community. I don't want to have just a faceless mass out there. I want to know, oh, I got this, you know, I got something, you know, from table 7. I know they love this, you know, it's just a different experience. And that's what I like. I like that feeling of family and home.
To reserve your table at the Coach House, just go to our website, discoveroklahomatv.com, and we'll link you to their site. I see what you're doing. Put down that remote.
Because up next we have a gift in Bartlesville that keeps on giving. The tree that escaped the crowded forest, a gift to Oklahomans from Frank Lloyd Wright when AAA's Discover Oklahoma returns.
Thanks for all your help.
Hey, babe, what you doing?
Oh, I just switched our insurance over to AAA.
Why? We've been with our guys for years.
I know, but I met with the agent and she showed me how AAA could match our coverage and save us money by bundling our home and auto insurance.
Really? Well, did we get a discount? I mean, we've been with those guys for years.
Yes, and with the extra money we saved, I was thinking we could take that second honeymoon we've always talked about.
Hey, I am all about that.
So, with all the travel discounts we get for being AAA Oklahoma members.
Well, I do have some vacation time I need to take.
Oh, good, because our room is right on the ocean.
You already booked it.
I did?
What are you guys up to?
Nothing. We're just getting some dinner started.
When are you leaving?
AAA Insurance, for the ones that matter most to you. Give us a call today or talk to a AAA agent nearest you.
Welcome back. AAA Oklahoma makes this show possible and does lots of other great things around our state. Here's a look at today's AAA.
Hello, Chuck May here with AAA Oklahoma. If you're like me, you'll agree that Oklahoma is a great place to live. But I'll bet you would also agree that we receive our fair share of extreme weather. Often this weather can cause damage to your home. Many insurance companies in Oklahoma have established limitations to their homeowners' policies, particularly for wind and hail, that are important for customers to understand. Our AAA insurance agents are available in 41 offices statewide to review your current homeowner's policy with you. Call an agent today to get a free quote and policy review on your home insurance. Whether it's a thunderstorm, hail, tornado, fire, or theft, get the security you desire with homeowners insurance from AAA. Until next time, may the road lead you to exciting new discoveries. Whether it's insurance, travel, or peace of mind on the road, think AAA every day.
AAA, for the ones that matter most to you. One of the great things about the holiday season is that it brings out people's generosity.
It truly does, and of course I love the old adage, it is better to give than to receive.
What a gift it was when the Phillips Petroleum Company donated Bartlesville's Price Tower to the arts. Price Tower towers 19 stories above the Bartlesville cityscape. It is, in fact, the only skyscraper that was built from a Frank Lloyd Wright design. But Bartlesville oilman Harold Price didn't envision it that way at first.
The myth goes that he went in to meet with Frank Lloyd Wright, who was then considered America's greatest architect. He was at the end of his career, and asked for a 3- or 4-story office building to house his company, which was growing after World War II, and left with a 19-story skyscraper.
Price's office is preserved and included in a visitor tour, as well as recreated rooms from the original design, the way they looked back in 1956. Wright's vision is everywhere. There are no 90-degree angles in this building, which might seem odd unless you understand his creative process.
The building's designed on a grid, and Wright was using grids for probably the last half of his career, and our grid is based on an equilateral triangle.
That includes the furniture expressly designed for the building and its unique plan. In the Price Tower Art Center, you can see how the furniture was built and the original designs. The Art Center also hosts temporary exhibits during the year. Price Tower is true to Wright's vision as a public facility, with Copper, a restaurant and bar with a terrace, and the inn at Price Tower where you can stay for a night or longer.
I think I would like our visitors to leave here and want to learn more about Wright, learn more about architecture, learn more about Bartlesville. I think we see people that come through Bartlesville not expecting to find what they do find.
And what they find is exactly what Frank Lloyd Wright expected them to find, something still exciting and fresh more than a half-century down the road. Treat yourself to a holiday getaway with the Price Tower Art Center, the Copper Bar, and the Inn at Price Tower. You can find out everything you need to plan your escape at discoveroklahomatv.com. That's our show for this week. A big thank you to the folks here at North Pole City for hosting us, and I'm going to tell you what, if you need a place to come get into the holiday spirit, this is it.
This is it. Just walking in, you're automatically right there. And of course, we thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you back next week when
we'll introduce Oklahoma's diverse landscapes
with an entire adventure below ground.
And then head to Tulsa to make a strike in the Dust Bowl. Hope you'll join us.
So until next time, remember,
there's always something to discover in Oklahoma.